Okay.
Cracking beer used to do it, but I don't drink nearly as much, so sinking's a lot harder.
Doesn't drink much less either.
I drink a lot less, if you remember.
Yeah.
That's good. You're
Good
still
though.
sitting here too.
Yep.
No, I used to down 12 in the span of one of these.
Really?
And then we used to do 3 1-hour when we first started this. And I would start drinking right away. And by the 3rd episode, I was...
Yeah, there's a lot of slurring.
So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to start until we start the second one. Okay.
But, yeah, we're rolling.
Liberty and lead. Keep it local. Keep it cash. Tell the feds to kiss your ass. I'm Ty.
I'm Moo.
I'm Trigger.
Duffy.
Duffy back in the house. Back in the studio.
The bar.
The bar. Couple. What do you got for fun stories? Anything? Got traffic bitches?
Today on 96 was freaking Whitmer's freaking
Oh god.
road construction.
She's famous lately. All of a sudden, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's all of a sudden Trump's putting her out there as a favorite.
So last weekend I was on my way to go buy that saw, and I did some work stuff before I headed over. And I was driving over, and there was a cop in the left-hand lane, and I had to go right up ahead, so whatever, it's not a big deal. I just stayed back a little bit, so if they cared about tint, maybe it's less obvious. Maybe. But started going forward and got to a short stint of road, and she went from the left lane to the right lane and then behind me in 1/8 of a mile. And I was like, well, like I had peaked the intersection before and it was a lady cop. And then she pulled in behind me. I'm like, well, I'm probably getting shot today. Did the turn.
Hold your gun out the window.
Did the turn, nice and gentle. One of those things. And then around the corner and gently drive down the road, and then she turned into McDonald's. I'm like, oh, thank God. I live today.
We went to drop our taxes off today. On our way back, we stopped at Wesco, because Wesco, you get popcorn, whatever. I got a big bag of popcorn over there for Demi or Bianca's thing. Yep. But there was a cop sitting there today. But I got the tinted window. Like, I didn't even worry about it. Put my seatbelt on or nothing. Just come back in the car, and he was sitting right there watching us. But whatever. Didn't worry about it. Like, oh, he's going to pull me over. He's going to pull me over.
I mean, it is what it is at this point. The way I look at it is, you know, there are places you can't carry, and you got to leave it in your car sometimes. And a Jetta sits so low, anyone could see it sitting on the floorboard, so at least with the tint, they can't see it.
Right.
You're welcome.
I've got one that we're going to bring up that is going to probably going to take us a little conversation when I get to it. And we're going to have pros and cons of both versions because we have people in our lives. But one of them was, one of the cool fun stories was I left Cargill and Lake Odessa, and I went south, and that little gas station, I don't know what it's called or whatever.
Sunoco.
Is it a Sunoco?
Used to be Cobb's Corner.
There was 2 young girls, a little younger than her, sitting there. They had their phones set up on the light post by the road, doing a TikTok video, and they're singing and dancing in it. And I'm like, and I'm like, oh yeah, perfect. Nice. I'm like, boy, I hope they post that one.
So I came across this week. No, it's not up there. San Francisco, you know, the haven of great ideas, came up with a new one. It's speeding tickets based on income and race.
I've heard about it.
So violations range from $50 to $500, but individuals with a household income at or below 200% of federal poverty level are eligible for a 50% discount. Can you look up what the federal poverty level is?
Yeah.
For other Cali.
Other countries.
No, federal.
Oh,
other countries are already doing that, but it's there's no limit. It's not $500 limit or $50 minimum. It's they could be getting charged hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Hold on.
Do you have to supply your tax return? Or
they base it on your
tax statements?
Yeah.
Well, in other countries, they're more Johnny out than we are, believe it or not. Federal poverty.
Yeah, federal poverty level.
Yeah, but other countries you also get
2025. You want
certain
2024?
licenses so you can
2025.
drive faster.
$15,650 annually.
So if you make less than $30,000 a year in California, which means you don't make shit, you get a 50% discount on a speeding ticket.
For a family of 4, it's $32,000.
I think the beggars on the corner make more than that out there, don't they?
Well, hold on. They have another subset for you. Indigent persons or individuals who are homeless are eligible for an 80% discount on the speeding ticket.
Homeless people with a car?
Well, some people live in their car.
Oh, yeah.
But
All right.
if you
Touche.
live in your car
But wouldn't that
and
be a
you
home?
speed,
A mobile home?
Yeah.
I mean,
they'll knock 80% off the ticket.
Okay.
No.
Maybe you
Where
shouldn't be
the fuck are they in a
fucking
hurry
speeding.
to go? They ain't got a job.
Hey, man, real estate's real prime under the bridge.
We said before, it smells like piss under there.
They got 33 speeding cameras around the city, and only half are operational.
Well, we've said it before. You don't actually need a working camera. You just need people that think they're on camera.
Well, for the first 60 days, the pilots will only be used to send warnings to speeding drivers. After that, violations will start when they drive more than 11 miles an hour over the speed limit.
So keep it 10 and under.
Yeah.
Did you see the one with Whitmer?
35 and a
charges by the mile?
25?
Yeah, she's been
Watch
doing that
out,
for a while.
kids.
She wants 28 million. She's going to spend $28 million to see if it works.
you only do 35?
So another fun one that I had before we get too
I
deep
just
into
avoid
whatever.
slow speed limit areas.
There's a place, I think you probably delivered it, H&L in Middleville. They make like wiring harnesses for different companies, all sorts of different
I
companies.
might have, but Middleville's very small. There's like 2 businesses.
Maybe 3. So I'm walking up the back steps of that place, and there's a smoking room in the back. It's just thin steel. There's no insulation. It's just something they added to the building, and there's a door from the inside out. And I hear one of the women, there's like 4 or 5 women in there and one guy, come to find out. I didn't know that walking up. You can hear it plain as day. She goes, I just want some guy, or I want men to know what it feels like to rip off a pad with their pubes. I'm like, and all of a sudden it was like a second of hush, and I'm like, I heard that, and they're like, oh, oh my god, and they're like, who's that? And I'm like, well, let me in, and you'll know. And then somebody else let me in, and I ran over there real quick and let myself into that smoking room, and they're like, oh my god. Then I get done there, and I'm going out, and I'm like, oh, I got to make another appearance in this room before I leave, just to have fun. I'm like, what else? What other kind of education am I going to get out of here today? He goes, did you know strap on backwards is no parts? And I'm like, I don't know how I didn't know that until just now. You should probably not be in here.
On the other hand, is see, you got your hair cut.
I did
Cut
get
all
a
the
hair.
gray off.
Not all of it. There's quite a lot
I was
left.
doing something with her. I was vacuuming my rig
See
out.
the shine on the top.
Whatever. She's getting vacuuming my truck out, and he says, you're getting awfully white. And then I come home, and I'm getting out of my car, walking towards the house, and she's walking out, and she looks at me and goes, you're getting white, and just kept not any kind of look on her face. She goes, you're getting white. I'm like,
So then I got a text.
extra
guys.
fuck you.
So see, I'm not the only one who noticed it.
no, I had it all cut today, and I got that black cape. I didn't see a single gray hair hit it.
That's a lie.
No, I didn't see nothing.
Say lie detector
Well.
says that was a lie. Yep.
Well, actually, if he didn't see any, it's because he's balding.
Probably had his eyes closed.
I also going blind.
And deaf.
Cataracts. Got that Alzheimer's.
Are a part of getting old.
Well, hold on.
The old timers?
Could be Alzheimer's. He just forgot he saw gray.
Yeah, I probably did. I don't see any gray. I'm just, in my mind, I'm in my 20s. My sense of humor says I'm 12. My back says I'm 70. I got...
Your paycheck says you're 20.
And your pee-pee says you're a toddler.
There's a lot of truth to that. Lots of truth to that. Anyway, I got one or two more fun stories. Oh, I got a real fun story.
No.
Sunday, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go. He texted me about his new chainsaw. And I'm like, I'm going to go check this thing out. So I run down there, I got donuts. I get out of my car, and I got attacked by a vicious wolf.
My bitch of a dog.
10,000-year-old great wolf or whatever the hell it is.
It might as well have been a dire wolf or whatever they're calling those things.
Yeah, dire wolf. There you go.
Bit me in the back of the leg. Broke skin, but it didn't really bleed any. Like,
That fucking dog, man.
not as bad as you. If you ever go over there, make sure the dogs are in the house. You too.
Which is weird because a delivery guy showed up once, and he burst through the door like it was a nice day. So I had just the screen door. He hit the door hard enough to open the screen door, and left that guy alone. Was just, what's up, man?
He's got wires crossed. He's got a man.
I know. I'm working on that too, but
How'd your saw do?
I like it. 12 amp hour battery. Got it charged up. My butt kind of hurts after that 12 amp hour battery. $250 for just the battery.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
And the tool was on sale, like we talked about, for $230. A chainsaw is cheaper than the battery to operate the damn thing, but charge the battery,
Spare chain, spare everything else, and it ended up
spare
being
chain, and
$600.
some bar oil. So I was a bit less than $600 all in. But took the saw
Buy a
out,
fucking
or
steel for that.
charged that battery,
Less than that.
put it in the leaf blower. I spent a good 10 minutes straight running the leaf blower to get all the leaves out of that alcove by my back door and blow it out into the yard so it'll go to be the neighbor's problem. And then it only took it down 1 bar on the battery. Took it out, put it in the chainsaw, went out, hacked all the limbs, wearing Crocs and socks because I didn't feel like pulling boots on, as you do. Cut all the limbs off, and I cut some chunks out. I don't know, probably 4 or 5 foot long, just small enough to be able to drag it to the burn pit.
Well, pine's so light you can drag a 10-foot stick.
Well, it's just soaking wet too,
Yeah, true.
because it fell, and then it continued to rain for a week straight. So, just cut up parts of it, and I like it, but it was snowing and cold outside, and I didn't feel like doing it, so I just went back inside. But yeah, that saw works
Good.
mint. I'll just have to continue it probably tomorrow. I texted Ty. I was like, "You want to do this? Use the lavaliers we got, I think, down there, and I'll set up the burn pit, pour some diesel on it to get it hot faster, and we can have a very crackly, very smoky podcast around a fire."
It's still a little chilly.
Yeah, that's what the diesel's for.
Really heated
By
up.
the way, my neighbor, the one next door, the farm,
Okay.
she had a burn the other day.
You were saying something. What is it? The bat.
The back one.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with the batty.
No. She had a big fire going. Like, it was super smoky when I got home. I saw it down the road. I'm like, whose house is on fire? And then I get there, and she had a roaring fire. Like, she must have had a couple trees come down because she had a big burn going.
Not like that time when Jeff blew his fucking eyebrows off.
About that big, but a lot less accelerant. So, we talked about these last week, 2 weeks ago, the laser headlights.
Oh, yeah.
Were you here for that?
Yep, a couple weeks ago. Yep.
All right. So, I came across this video about those laser headlights. Let me get that.
Looks extremely similar to the different LED headlight bulbs, but there's nothing sticking up out of the mounting collar. You just have this little lens. And the advertisements for this product won't tell us how bright it is. All we know from our research is it's a Nichia laser tube that emits the light. The way it works is down in the bottom, there's a tube where a laser gets powered up. The laser fires through the tube and hits some phosphor. That phosphor then illuminates much in the same way that an LED chip does. The difference is the laser is super directional, and because there's no mirrors or other facets to split the light, it goes in one direction, straight ahead. Now we're going to figure out how this thing works in a low beam, a high beam, a projector, and a fog light.
So
I got to believe projector's the way to go in that situation.
Yeah, so you have the lens
Because
to
it's
spread it a
going
bit.
to, yeah.
But it's a laser headlight that can do low and high, and they also mentioned fog beam. Imagine fog beams that can shoot further down the road because it's a tight beam.
Have you gotten a price on these things?
I'm afraid to. It's the latest tech. How much did the lights that are high beams in my car and all the lights in your side by side? How much does a set of those cost?
They used to be $129. That's full price, and I was getting for like $75 on sale.
Yeah, 75. That's the latest LED. This is even newer tech. This isn't just overpowering some LEDs.
I guess I should have wrote down the name of that.
Well, eBay says $17 to $670, so
Oh, sheesh.
you got quite the range.
For what? The Nichia?
Yeah,
Laser headlights.
Yeah. Nichia Corp. Laser headlights. Shopping. Blue laser diode. But, yeah. Ooh, here we go. Either way, it's the upcoming tech. I'm interested to see how it goes. It's just going to be outrageously expensive for quite a while.
I don't see much on them. Yeah, they're still pretty new, apparently.
Yeah, so I came across that. I thought it was pretty interesting.
We're
I want to
LED
see.
headlight nerds anyway. So
Definitely want to see where that goes. If it's reasonable, I might see about buying a set.
for the lawnmower.
What in the fuck? Anyways, go ahead.
So a big car show coming up is at the Young Chevrolet thing. Well, apparently it's on a Thursday.
It's fine for you.
No, because I still got to work Thursday. I can take it off. Not like I haven't before.
What time is it on Thursday?
I can probably find out. A couple people posted it. I'm just going to find it.
They're probably expecting just people with Corvettes to show up, which they're all freaking old retired people. That just
That's
mow
what
lawn and
I
freaking
kind of wondered that. It's
New
going to be,
Balance shoes.
as far as you can see, New Balances. So, there it is. Post. It is Super Chevy Bowtie Block Party, June 19th, which is the weekend after I get back from New York. Mr. Hot Rod Moss one 3 to 8 p.m. 3 to 8. That's a long show. Be fun to go. If you're not working, you might as well go. It's at the Young Chevrolet dealership. You're a Chevy guy.
When?
June 19th. 3 to 8.
Speaking of June, any idea when Culver's is doing their thing?
They do it in May normally. It's like May 21st or something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen any advertising.
I wonder if she's going to do it anymore, because last year was a flop.
Last year was a flop because she put it on a counter and didn't tell anybody.
Never posted it on. But prior to that, she was posting it on Facebook, and everybody's seen it, and everybody
I
went.
was saying, I'm sorry, but I haven't went to Culver since
Car
car
show.
show last year just because the freaking food's so damn expensive. And it takes 2 hours to get the damn food.
So
Yeah, for fast food, it takes a really long time to get it.
Hendrix smashes Jeep again on a deer. He immediately got a rental car. He goes to the rental place, and our buddy is a Chevy diehard guy, just like most guys. Not a big Ford guy, but he gets there to rent a car at wherever. I can't remember where he rent, Enterprise, whatever it was. They go, well, spring break, we've only got 2 vehicles left. A Chevy Silverado, EV, or this Mustang convertible. I'm like, so how's the Mustang drive? Because I know damn well he ain't taking an EV. And he just laughed. But he's driving it. And I guess it's pretty sporty.
So it wasn't the electric Mustang.
No, it's a gasser. A 4-cylinder convertible. The thing is actually a nice looking little car. A 4-cylinder Mustang. What do you think that thing puts out for horsepower?
Nowadays?
Four banger,
You're close.
What'd you say?
350.
What'd you say?
Well, hold on.
4-banger. He
You
said 310.
You said a Ford, right?
Yeah, Ford Mustang, 4-cylinder. It's
The
gotta
issue
be turbo.
is Ford has this long track record of measuring their dick from their taint.
Yeah, no shit.
So we'll go 290 then.
At 315. And he said, do you know how much horsepower from the factory that Trigger's car came with? And I'm like, I don't know. 250, 300, something like that. And he goes, no, 225. I'm like, really? That car's got more, the 4-cylinder's got more horsepower than his 5.0.
And it's got 3 times as much as a 305.
No.
Nah.
Yeah, it does. I think it really does. But anyway, I was impressed. He goes, dude, that thing actually gets it for a 4-cylinder. Wow, really? So he took the top down, took his kids for a ride over 100 miles an hour with it. It's a rental car. Drive it like a weekend rental. Beat the piss out of it.
Well, yeah, the fastest car in the world is a rental.
Oh, yeah.
What was it, Dustin?
0 to daddy issues and fucking 0 point.
What was it, Dustin you used to work with?
Oh, yeah. He had to be
Bought-
6, didn't
He had the EcoBoost 4.
he? Okay. It wasn't a...
Black. He wanted the 6-speed EcoBoost Mustang. So it's a turbo 4-banger.
But 300
Which-
horsepower.
I feel like a 4-banger and a Mustang just feels wrong. I get
I
it.
do that.
300 horse. It just feels wrong. Oh, look at my muscle car. It's got the same kind of engine as a Honda.
Starts up, sounds like a John Deere.
You have watched Tokyo Drift,
Came
right?
with a V8 or 4-cylinder.
Yeah. Mikey had a 4-cylinder one.
And then they had turbo 4-cylinders, the turbo coupes.
Yep.
The 3rd gen had the 305 or the 4-banger. Same power either way.
Some of them had the V6s back then, but your year, I don't think
Well,
it did.
same power either way.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Scotty's 82 tan one had came factory with a 2.8 with a 200 R4, and he stuck a 68 307 Chevy in it.
Okay. Buzzy's car, that new one that he bought, actually does have a 327 2-bolt main in it. Or not now, it's sitting on the floor, but they're going to clean it up, paint it. Car's already over at the body shop getting work done. They're going to paint it. Found the seats in the trailer today because I was looking for a jerk strap. You should have seen this fucking stump.
Robin
yanking it.
shit egg freaking blue.
No.
Oh.
No, not yet.
I don't know. I think we convinced him to leave it black. Because all of his other ones are that Robin's egg blue, I guess they call it.
Yeah.
Geriatric blue.
Yep.
So
It's cool for that era, and those cars look good, but when you have a collection of them all the same color, all right, it's time to change
It just
shit
gets
up.
old.
Yeah. What's
mean-
so we've talked about this 100 times. What's your dream car? You haven't been up here and talked to us.
69 Firebird.
You need him in the microphone.
no, we're good.
All right, 69.
69 Firebird TA
nice.
or 69 Camaro.
That's pretty standard white guy
RSSS.
stuff.
Yeah.
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 That's kind. I feel like that's standard white guy stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to go wrong with a Camaro.
I'd take a Ferrari 308 too, but
Yeah,
I'll
that's
stick with
cool.
the Chev. I'll stick with GM.
People always tell me, drive a BMW, drive a Porsche at least once in your life. And I haven't yet. I wouldn't mind. I guess I drove Tina's
Well,
BMW,
hold on.
but that thing was a little different.
If you talk to people at, say, Porsche dealerships or, BMW dealerships, different auto group, they basically tell you that the BMW is the equivalent in Germany to just a Chevy. It's a run-of-the-mill car.
Over there.
Over there,
there.
it's run-of-the-mill. Here, for some reason, people are fucking fanatical about them. The only thing that BMWs are really good at is having excess lights that don't get used.
Like
call
turn
'em-
signals.
Yeah. That's the only thing they're good for here.
I heard they are a whole new experience to drive. Both of them, Porsche and BMW. But I drove Tina's BMW at one time, but it was straight down the road past your house and back. That was it. So I don't know if that really counts.
I don't like the way Porsche looks. Those stupid headlights. I just think they're ugly.
The GT3 RS, whatever they call it, that thing is supposed to be the bomb.
I think I don't fit well in sporty cars at all.
I believe you wouldn't.
Part of that's a height issue. The other's a width
The
issue.
shoulder width, your shoulder width.
Yeah.
Let's call it shoulder width.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
keep it.
That's the nice way. It's the same reason I can't go on roller coasters. I got too broad of shoulders. Yeah,
Oh, this thing's got bolstered racing seats. No, it doesn't.
that's the passenger seat in the A pillar.
Yeah. That's the door.
I've never driven a Porsche, never driven a Beamer. I drove a Mercedes. But it was a 1984 four-door diesel Mercedes.
I don't feel like that counts as far as the performance side of things these days.
How pissed would German fanatics get if I got a BMW and dropped a 305 into it? See, I improved it.
But you really got to do across the windshield 3 more cubes. One of them vinyl cut stickers. 3 more cubes. No, but Hendrick's got that car, and he says it feels sporty for a 4-cylinder. And I can't imagine. Thank God he didn't get the V8 because I mean those things are crowd magnets. It's weird. Crowds just jump in front of those things. You ever see all the viral videos of Mustangs just taking out people? They're super famous.
For some reason, they can't keep their tires connected to the asphalt.
Every time a Mustang leaves a car show, they take out people.
Okay.
Or
Yeah.
in an some sort of intersection burnout, whatever.
Yep.
It is.
No, this is something else that I came across from Great Britain. We've talked about this before. Duff, you weren't
Driving
here.
on the wrong side of the road.
Well, they still do that. You know why they drive on the wrong side of the road? Because most people are right-handed, and when you drive on the left side, you can hold a saber out the side. That's actually why they did it, so they could. And they call us the barbarians because we drive on the correct side of the road.
Yeah.
But we've actually talked about this subject before, and I came across this video. I'm glad it's still happening.
Oh, yeah.
There's another one.
Chopping
Far
the cameras
side
down.
is another one.
Damn. They're cutting them all.
That's the. They have an ultra low emissions zone in London. So within that zone, if your car is not considered ultra low emissions, it reads your license plate and you get charged a fine.
Really?
So if you drive a Tesla, maybe not anymore, you could get away with driving without the extra toll. But if your car is like a Jetta, like Tire I has,
Is that tree out?
you're going to have to pay for your emissions.
That's what.
I don't remember what the fines were. Let's see. ULEZ penalty charges. Driving a non-compliant vehicle is 180 euros. It also imposes a daily charge of 12 euros 50 cents for non-compliant vehicles. Daily. To drive in the ultra low emission zone. Yeah, they call us backwards.
Is there a way around them though? Or do they just stick them right in the middle so you have to go through it so they get
Well,
their
what?
money?
So a lot of the videos that have come out is people are going around wearing a mask and they cut the cameras down, and they learned if they cut them at an angle, they're a lot harder to reattach. So it costs more to reattach the pole. What they've also done is they drill a hole in the top of the control box for it, and they pour cement in the top.
Wow.
To like destroy it. Like sometimes they'll open the box, they'll cut the power and data cables, close the box up, pour cement in the top to seal the whole thing up, cut the pole off, pull the wires up as far as they can get it, cut the wires and let it fall back down the pole.
Weren't
Cut.
they stacking tires on them there for a while too?
I don't know about tires. I don't remember seeing that. But yeah, they're just doing everything they can to sabotage these fucking cameras. And the government keeps putting them back up.
Oh shit.
Sending work crews out. Re-erecting these stupid cameras. The next night, someone comes by and The non-destructive ones, they just come by and rattle can the cameras, so it can't do its job. What was it?
And
Gordon Ramsay admitted once on some talk show thing he did that when he was a lot younger, he got some clear like plastic film from the restaurant, and he went down the road to where a speed camera was, and he stretched it across the camera. You can't really tell, but when it went to take a picture with the flash, it just blurred the whole picture.
Oh.
Like, they still have some rebellion in them. They don't rebel nearly as well as the French do. The French, I don't know if you saw any of the videos from the farmer protest in Paris. Farmers pissed off about, I think it was emission shit, and the government was buying from, like, taxing the shit out of their own farmers and then buying crops from internationally, which is always great. So in protest, the farmers stormed into Paris with all their farm equipment. They were spraying liquid manure all up and down city streets.
And chunk manure out of freaking manure spreaders. They were shoving it in freaking McDonald's.
Someone took a
indoors.
bale of chunk manure, set it inside the McDonald's, and then they sat there and just threw it all over the inside of this restaurant. Driving down like the Arc de Triomphe or whatever it is, they were spraying liquid manure all over it. Oh yeah,
Dozer picked the roads out.
oh yeah. They
Destroyed
they dropped
the
the
road.
ripper behind one of their dozers and just dragged it through the asphalt, destroying the city.
It really,
was
yeah.
a-
There's a
For a, you know,
It won't be an
Lightning
easy
McQueen-
fix.
The Lightning McQueen shit.
the protester, the French overall, pretty wimpy, but their farmers sure know how to
they
protest.
know how to party.
Yeah, they definitely know how to get their point across. And then you see the way the Canadian farmers did their protest, and all they did was block traffic. And oh, sorry, we don't like this. Sorry.
Car stuff, a little bit more.
Yeah. Sorry, I got
Triple J
distracted.
Car Show, Saturday, August 16th. It's a long ways away, 2025. August 16th.
Triple J Car Show, is that run by JJ Sales?
Oh, man, they stole his name. But that's one thing. The other one that I wanted to definitely hit on was we all have elderly people in our lives one way or another. We know elderly people,
Thank
but
you.
you're the oldest one here.
I'm the elder.
Yet you look the oldest, No. He looks like he works for a living. We know you don't.
Cognitive driver's test for 65 and over. Do you do it once in 5 years, once every year,
Every renewal. 4 years.
every 4 years? Well, some of them are
It's your renewal. 4 years.
okay. There needs to be cognitive, some sort of better testing, because there are some elderly people out there that really shouldn't be. There's so many different avenues for delivery. Walmart Plus delivers, Amazon delivers. You can get medicines, food, everything you need. Have your kids drive you around if you need to get out.
Oh, some of the kids drive just as bad as the elders, though.
Well, I mean, you would know. You get to deal with some of them when they get to you.
Let me throw out a different added idea to that.
So I want you guys to beat on each other verbally with
So-
the whole topic, because
Hold on. Think about this other
I said
idea.
verbally.
Open up a database where you can upload videos or upload to YouTube and then share it to this database of your dash cam video of someone driving like shit. Make sure their license plate's in it. Driving like shit, and upload it. And then institute a 3 checks you're out. Like, if you can go through and verify this guy's swerving all over the fucking road,
but
and you got 3 instances of it, well, there goes your fucking license, dickhead.
But it wasn't me. It was my neighbor took my car.
Well,
Now, how's that
Your
going to work
fucking
for when
car.
you're
Don't let your
TikToking?
neighbor take your car. Thank you.
How's that going to work for when you're TikToking going down the road?
I only TikTok at a stop.
TikTok and you don't stop.
I was going to say, is that after you bounced back from the bumper in front of you?
He still to this day claims he wasn't.
But
We like giving him shit about it though. He rear-ended a car, and we tell everybody it was because he was looking at TikTok.
You want to hear what really happened?
It wasn't TikTok?
No. I was actually talking to my now ex at the time. I don't remember about what. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But I get to the light, and the car ahead of me started going, 68th Street, started going. And I looked down the road, and I saw a gap in traffic, and I'm like, I'm taking that fucking gap. And I went for it, and I never checked to make sure they went.
Oops.
They went forward like 10 feet and stopped again.
I did the same thing with Nick Braden.
Yeah, he did the same thing.
It fucking sucks,
it
but...
may happen to all four of us tomorrow. It could.
And
but we still like
when I talked to the insurance company, I was like, and even the cop, I was like, I saw him move forward. I just didn't check to make sure they had actually gone. That's my fault.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
I
fucked up. It's not a big deal.
You weren't the first one. You won't be the last.
I mean, I don't give a shit one way or another.
I'm
like,
still like giving you shit.
But
anyway, back to the cognitive test for elderly or
the infirm.
Yeah. Not necessarily just the elderly.
I think truck drivers should go through it every freaking 4 years too. Figure out if they freaking drive that truck still. Because some of these guys that I know,
Arkansas.
Some of these guys that I know that drive a truck and they've had their CDL for 4 years.
I'm with you.
I wouldn't trust them to drive my freaking lawnmower.
I'm with you. But
Russia has, I mean, I think everybody's got a dash cam over there.
Well, they do that because there's a lot of insurance fraud over there.
Okay.
Can I get a downer, please?
Yeah. I upgraded. I have dash camera in everything. I had Kenwood dash cameras and everything, and I upgraded one of my car to a 4K for a little bit. I mean, it was actually cheaper than a fucking Kenwood, but it's 4K, so if I do get in a situation, I should be able to read the license plate. The only thing I really ever caught, I mean, a couple things, some fun things, but most of the things I would be posting would be deer. Because I go to work at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. And by his house, there's a fucking ton.
He starts heading to work at 3 o'clock just to make it there by 6 o'clock with the way he drives.
I do like an old lady.
So
I'll be getting a cognitive test next thing you know.
I mean, you,
that gray hair, I wouldn't doubt it.
you do drive like a 65-year-old woman. So this morning, there were a couple accidents in the greater Lansing area. Really fucked up the interstate. Now, one of the drivers came in and told me he was able to make it through before they shut the interstate down. But they did shut the interstate down. He said an Amazon truck decided to do some pinballing between the Jersey barriers on the southwest side of Lansing. And they ended up shutting down that stretch between Lansing Road and M99, which is a nice long stretch of interstate. But they got that open in a couple hours, so he must have not shed his packages all over the interstate. Got him back. And then I found out later there was another accident last night out by Weberville. And he sent me an article about it. This morning, Friday, just before 1:15 in the morning, deputies went out. A 25-year-old man from Livingston County crashed into a car being driven by a 23-year-old man from Washington State and a 23-year-old woman also from Washington State was in the car as well. The man would die at the scene. The woman and the other guy took him to the hospital, expected to survive. Probably drunk. I mean, at 1:15 in the morning in Weberville, there's nothing else to do in that fucking town. He got on the interstate going the wrong direction.
That's pretty key to a drunk driving there.
Eastbound on the westbound side.
Fucking happens like once a fucking day in Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
You always hear about it. Oh, there's a wrong way freaking driver on 131. Yeah. That's a typical fucking day for 131, buddy.
It does happen a lot.
I remember with 131, I remember there was one day I was coming out of downtown. I got stuck waiting for an over-the-road driver who, unwealthy, was trying to turn right onto 131 from the right-hand lane. It's kind of tight for cars. There ain't no fucking way a truck's making a right-hander. Sleeper 53, they're not making that turn from the right-hand lane at Wealthy.
No. But us three are in the trucking business. He's driven truck not as much as we have. We've seen it. He's been in the
Enforcement side.
enforcement side of things. We've all seen it, even just driving our personal cars. The people that get on the highway going the wrong direction, they might not be completely wasted. It's completely wasted, and this.
Or back
Well,
to
my GPS said
back to the cognitive.
Back to the cognitive. It might be an elderly person just no.
Durka Durka. My GPS said turn here. Durka Durka.
Yeah, that ain't no shit. That ain't no shit.
We were talking about that this morning. About the Amazon driver, how it's probably a case of Durka Durka, Muhammad Jihad, Durka Durka.
Left here.
That's how you see all these pictures and videos of Sleeper 53s going across bridges that are only rated for 6 tons.
Or out in the middle of a cornfield because their GPS told them to turn. They don't know.
Dude, I've seen plenty of signs on like dirt roads that says your GPS is wrong, do not turn
Really?
here. And people still turn down those roads. It's like, are you fucking stupid?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
Huh. I've never seen those.
there's a couple here in the county.
Really? Okay. I believe it.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but it's definitely out in the sticks.
Your GPS is wrong wherever you're headed.
Your
'Cause you're not the
GPS
fir-
is
you're
wrong.
not the first one.
This is not the right
You're going
road.
to get stuck, is what I'm telling you. Turn
It's
around.
probably around the Portland state land, where you have a hard time getting a fucking pickup truck through there.
Really? I don't think I've ever been
But
over.
yeah, there's a bunch of less than ideal truck drivers. It definitely needs to be harder to get a CDL. There are way too many people on the road that probably shouldn't have one.
We're putting people through the program that shouldn't, and I guess there's no way to say no. Apparently, according to Goose, there's no way to really tell people he shouldn't be on the road or this guy's a definite no. Once they get done with him, that's somebody else's problem.
As long as they meet the criteria, they have to pass them.
That is fucked up.
It's just like freaking public schools. Push them through. Mainstream everything. Half these kids shouldn't graduate freaking high school.
No.
Because they ain't got a prayer in the freaking world with what they've been taught in the freaking schools.
It's
But
crazy.
same goes for freaking CDL.
And I'm not a bad driver. I do certain things here and there, whatever. My biggest problem is comprehension of things I read. So if I'm reading a book, I can't.
Well, you're not supposed to when you're driving.
No, I'm just saying, just on the educational side of things, some people just shouldn't be able to graduate high school. If I have to read a book, I'll only retain some of it. And I'm not the only one. Most guys have the same problem. Actually,
Well-
remember Lynn was here and he said the same thing.
Well, when I was younger, I used to stay up till 2 in the morning reading. Like, I loved to read as a kid. Now, if I sit down to read, probably half hour later, out. It's not that I don't enjoy reading. It's just I'm sitting down to relax. It's probably going to be a nap. It's just
I cannot sleep during the day. It just doesn't happen. I've tried and it's just
I
never-
sleep for
unless
shit at
I'm
night,
like
so anything I can get.
deathly sick, then maybe I'll sleep. But
It takes a while to get used to.
yeah.
And
I did it for GFS. I worked nights for a long time, and I just got used to that. But then I can if I'm on a schedule. But as far as like now, there ain't no way.
Yeah.
I can sleep anywhere, anytime.
I know you could.
If I'm driving 75 mile an hour down the expressway, I can sleep. Stoplight, I can sleep.
Dude,
You walk into the garage and all of a sudden it sounds like the air compressor kicking on, but it's only for a couple
I ever
seconds.
tell you I fell asleep at a stoplight driving a freaking semi with it in gear, my foot on the brake?
Norm did that.
dude, I had to start
Got fired for it.
I had to start having a water bottle in the cup holder when I leave to head home. Because I noticed even noon, I'm starting to nod off on my drive home. I don't know why. I think I get plenty of sleep.
Well, because you go to work at 4 in the morning.
Yeah, but I'm out at a reasonable time. The goal is this summer to start golfing. That way, at least I'm doing something outdoors. Fuck up. What, you want me to sit at home and twiddle my thumbs all fucking day like Ty does on the shitter?
I mean, I would have picked Ty over you to play with a stick and a couple of balls.
Hey,
I don't know what I'd put him at as far as doing yard darts. I don't know.
Not the ones from our childhood.
Oh, the jarts. Yeah.
Yards, yeah. Jarts.
yeah, good luck getting those anymore.
We
can
really should
commission
bring
them.
that back and clear out some people.
Add some bleach to the gene pool.
Yeah, no shit. God. But anyway, the cognitive thing, think about it for a week. If you can come up with any other ideas for it or some sort of test or who should be on said test, I think it's a whole conversation.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and shoot this down. Kind of, maybe. I don't think the government should have any more control than they already do.
Okay.
And adding cognitive tests is just giving them another way to raise that bar a little higher than they should. You're giving them more power over the people.
I understand where you're coming from. But at the same time...
I hate bad drivers.
Right.
I also hate the government having any sort of power.
Yeah.
So...
Abolish the ATF. Right.
Well, that should have been done a long fucking time ago.
Abolish the $200 tax stamps.
God, they just need to strip that organization and be done with
I
it.
can't believe... I don't want to shift gears yet, but I can't believe no arrests have been made on anything. I don't get it. So, anyway. Back at it.
What? What's your input, Mr. Grumpy Eyes?
Okay, so let's say, for instance, Buzz gets so bad that he's going to kill somebody, and I know it in my heart, whatever. I'm going to go to somebody and report him and say, hey...
You have power
needs
of
to be-
attorney?
No.
Oh, so you have no power over him.
I know, but there's got to be there. That's what I'm saying. There needs to be some way to report. Hey, this guy might need to
Then
be
you go to his
checked out.
Then you go to his wife and say, "Hey, your power of attorney by marriage. If you think cognitively he's not all there to drive, you have the authority."
But
There has to be-
fucking fight starts because
Exactly.
I've been dealing with that with a certain family member, not necessarily with the driving part of it, but other shit that has to do with age and cognitive decline.
You're taking away their independence. It's never going to end well.
It's just it's a pain in the ass and it's a court battle and you have to take them to freaking court.
Driving is a privilege and it's an independence thing, but that is your money and your banking and your freedoms of everything else is also.
Oh, part of the problem is I think it's because Americans look at it more as a right, even though it's a privilege. Like, what was it? James May was talking about it once. He was talking to some German guy, and they were talking like getting your license suspended. And James May was asking, well, what happens if you drive when you have a suspended license? The German guy's just dead set. You don't drive. If your license is suspended, you do not drive. Well, it's not the way the rest of us look at that.
Yeah, right.
Just don't know how, kind of.
I mean, it could be used illegitimately as well. If they were to implement some system in place for reporting, and somebody's wife gets all fucking pissed off at him, they're going to say, well, he needs to be tested. Take his license now until you test him. It could be mishandled.
Yeah. So,
But in that case, if it was if the reporter, somebody's wife, did it just to be malicious, now I think she should probably go to jail for that. I don't know, because the jails are overcrowded. But okay, then come up with some astronomical problem that she has to deal with.
It's just right there. You get the same aspect as falsely accused of rape.
That's
what
where
the fuck happens to the woman if the woman falsely accuses somebody of rape?
Because it does
his
happen.
life is ruined, and she walks away scot-free.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it does happen.
Mm-hmm.
And he has to spend 20 years in prison, gets out. Oh, yeah, that was all... Oh.
Well, no. Even if it goes to trial, and then it comes out that it was all a hoax in trial, his life is still ruined. He's still branded as a rapist, even though the court proved not guilty. Well, no. We're talking about rape, not chomos.
Oh, well. Okay.
Chomos, prove it within a reasonable doubt, and then wood chipper. Save some money.
El Salvadorian prisons.
What was that?
Because they're going to die anyway.
Someone was like, if you're going slow in the left lane and holding up traffic, El Salvador.
Whoa. Wait a minute. I don't like that one at all.
Anyway, I kind of got off subject on that, but it's
double.
It's used as a fucking weapon.
Yes.
It is weaponized.
And if it's not, somebody's going to.
You know, back to Germans, when they get their license suspended, they don't drive.
There's got to be a...
But on the other hand I don't make my child support payment next week, they suspend my license.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first fucking thing to go. Well, I can't get to my fucking job to make money to pay the fucking child support.
Oh, you can't pay your child
shit.
support now? Right. I guess you're going to jail. Well, I definitely
now
can't
I lose my
pay
fucking
from there.
job, but I sure as hell can't make child support. That's real fucking smart, you douchebags.
So
well, hold on. Let's spin off onto
there's
that
so
one
many
real quick.
different avenues.
Let's spin off onto the child support side. So, the woman wants the right to choose whether she keeps the kid or not. The father has no say in the matter. But she can choose to keep it, and the dad has no say in the matter, and he's hooked for 18 years to her, paying child support. Mm-hmm. She can choose whatever she wants. He's stuck. Why does
10
she
years down the road, you get a paternity test, and it's not his. He don't get his money back.
Well, no. Your name in some states, your name's on the birth certificate. You're still fucking paying for it.
Right. And even if she became pregnant when you two were married, in 7 of your fucking kids aren't yours because you two were married, you're responsible for them 7 kids.
Your name's on the birth certificate.
There's so many reasons to not get married.
Or have kids, and you went ahead and jumped down
and
that
to be
hole
honest,
twice.
First thing...
I wouldn't change it, yeah.
I mean...
I ended up...
indifferent, but people need to think nowadays that if somebody comes to you, whatever, says they're pregnant, a paternity test before we ever do anything.
Paternity tests should just be default to the hospital.
And it should.
Yes.
Like, it covers a whole lot of stuff all at once.
A lot of problems could be avoided.
Sorry, hold on.
Or created.
Whorish women get upset
Yeah.
when you call it a paternity test because, I'm not cheating. Call it a genetic test looking for abnormalities. And the abnormality in this case you're looking for is maybe the father's not who we thought it was.
But then on the other hand, the other freaking, 207 freaking sovereign countries in the world, you can do a DNA test and it comes back in 3 days. In America, you do a DNA test, it's 9 months before you get the fucking results. Because everything's so fucking backlogged. It's like freaking, they still have crime DNA that they haven't freaking tested in crimes.
Somebody's already in prison for
15 years ago.
Well, no, somebody's walking free because they haven't run the DNA.
Yeah. You do that. There's so many.
There's a lot of nuance to all of it.
That's why I told my kids, you're not getting married till 30, 35. Age somewhere in there, at least. You're not allowed to.
But just make paternity checks part of the standard.
But because there's a lot of kids that get married super young, and how many people do you know that got married really young that it worked out really well for them, compared to not so well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if
Describe
you
really
should
young
probably
because
tell,
we're fucking old.
You should probably, tell yours the same thing. Both of them. You're not allowed to get married until you're 30, 35. That's just Dad's rule. But if your significant other doesn't like it, come see me.
But here you go. Look at...
Now you're trying to take their rights away.
I was going to say, you have to look at this different ways. Because...
I get this gray hair for nothing.
Here's the problem with the frickin' society currently is female society wants to work on...
Are we going to have to cut this misogynist rant?
getting their status and don't want to have kids until mid-30s. Well, it's like the fucking what the hell is the damn volcano that erupted? Mount St. Helen. That's what it is at freaking 35 after these freaking women want to finally settle down. They're out of their freaking prime after 35. After 35, you can have children, but it's a lot more complicated.
Easy there, Tate.
I got it. I got that.
But
Boom, boom, boom.
men, they can impregnate a 20-year-old woman at 85 years old.
Yeah, I got
You can
clipped.
definitely
Best $25 I ever spent.
you can definitely give a good shot of impregnating an 80-something-year-old as much as you want.
And but if you tell your kids to wait until they're older,
Well,
and I'm not saying you're wrong, because
I know what you mean.
I had a child at 23 years old.
I didn't have my first one till 29.
So I had my first child at 23 years old, and do I regret having a child? No, I don't. Do I wish stuff could have been different and it would have been later in life? Could have been more well established. Could have been more prepared. I could have
More
Yeah.
den sides.
Or give me two.
coulda, shoulda, woulda. It didn't happen that way, but I don't want my kids to freaking be pregnant or get somebody pregnant in fucking school. No.
No. How many?
Middle school, perhaps.
There's a student in middle school that has a kid.
Wow.
Is it pregnant or she has a kid?
I don't know if she said. There was like 3 of them that were all pregnant at the same time.
In middle school.
What?
Yeah.
What age range is middle school?
14 is about the max.
Yeah, 13 to 14 is 8th grade. 13, 14.
So just hit puberty.
Well, no.
Well,
And
I
be-
don't
Here we
fucking
go,
know.
because females have been hitting puberty
Ooh, easy,
earlier
Andrew.
and earlier
Easy
and
there,
earlier.
Andrew.
So there's some girls that
Sorry.
what
Cobra.
was it? It was 1890 was and recorded was the youngest mother, and she was 5. She mothered a child at 5.
It was probably some Islamic country.
And I don't know.
It sounds like it is.
But either way,
Oh my God.
and
How could you
But
do
again,
that?
you get
You
Middle
mother-
Easterns that sell their children
For
to
goats.
Well, they think 9
older
is,
people at 9, 10, 11, and they're married off. And what do they do on their freaking wedding night?
I heard this island is a lot of fun. You're gonna love it.
And exactly. I don't even know how the hell we got off the subject. I forgot already. But
I mean, that's
shit,
kind of what we
it's-
do, derail.
yes.
Horribly.
But I agree and I disagree. I think people need to think long and hard if they ever want to have children. If they ever want to have children is the biggest thing.
Today's society
Well,
is a huge.
when we were younger, all of us really, doctors giving vasectomies wouldn't do it unless you were already had kids or something, because it's hard to reverse. But now I think they're just willy-nilly. I mean, fuck, they're chopping kids' dicks off.
My cousin,
Giving them puberty blockers before they've gotten all the way through.
Yeah.
Before they're even...
Ruins the kid's life.
It's like the woman that says, my daughter identified as a boy when she was 6 months old. So I knew she was... Like, no, she didn't. The fuck she didn't.
my cousin got a prenup before he got married. The prenup stated that I'll marry you, you get a vasectomy.
Okay.
And his wife said, I'll pay cash for it. But I'll marry you. I'll pay cash for your vasectomy, but you're getting it. Because I don't want kids, ever.
I like raw loads.
I almost said, just take it in the ass, but...
But now, my oldest daughter doesn't want children. And she's looked into
Getting fixed.
having a hysterectomy. So
Ooh.
she doesn't have a period, nothing.
I mean, if you don't want kids,
I got my own
Yeah,
thoughts
but-
on that.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd go as far as having
all
all
of
the
it taken
surgery.
out.
Yeah.
At least get
Just
can
because
get
you don't
at
wanna
least
have
tied.
kids.
Well, at least she doesn't want kids now. She's what, 19?
20.
20?
21 this year.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd say at least get tubes tied because that's reversible. And then give it, I don't know, another decade. And then if you want to go the full shebang. But, I mean,
Birth control and rubbers.
I'm going to go Andrew Tate mode, like Trigger over here. Women can't make up their fucking minds. They change it day to day. You really think in 10 years she's not going to change her mind? When she notices that clock start ticking a lot louder.
Is left-handed as she is,
Handed, yes.
Are you kidding me?
that my body, my choice, and she doesn't want them. Ever.
Then don't have sex.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
That's
Absolutely.
That's too much because, again, a female from the age of whatever to 35, that's their worth. That's how they freaking their body count. I could rant about this all fucking
Definitely
night.
brought up in your house.
Start calling you Cobra.
Tell her she's gonna have to start batting for the other team.
What do you mean?
Team Subaru.
I was gonna say she's already a switch hitter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. Well. Oh. I was today years
Oh,
old
damn.
again.
But she likes tacos as much as she likes meat.
Sounds like
At the same time?
And
where we're sitting.
Over an hour.
All right. Well.
yeah, this
Here's to those that wish us well.
all the rest can go to hell.
right.
See ya.